Good morning to you. Welcome to Up to the Minute. It's the 15th of July. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we've got your HCC news and information for the next half hour. Some very special guests. We're going to take you across the country to a surprise location. We're in the dog days of summer, but I've got to admit, Raquel is my co-host this morning. Raquel, I don't know if you've been outside, but the mornings have been nice. Then we get those rounds of rains that come through. And the only good thing about that is by the time evening rolls around, it's very tolerable. I went to Memorial Park yesterday afternoon for a run. Beautiful weather, really, in the middle of July. And you know who I saw out there as well?
Who did you see? And I can completely agree with the weather, because I went for a walk yesterday and I was like, I can do this.
I can tolerate this. Yeah, I saw Carolina, one of our part-timers. She's also one of the co-hosts of Up to the Minute. She was at the park running yesterday. So it was a beautiful day yesterday.
Well, I love that. And you never know what weather you're going to get with Houston. So we all have to stay up to date. And then also, speaking about staying up to date, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Houston Community College. And you'll be able to keep up to date with all of our latest features. And you can share this Up to the Minute podcast.
All right, Raquel, stick around. We're going to check in with you in a little while. We've got a special guest today. It's Thursday, Virtual Family Fun Day. And our special guest is from the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation, Cathleene Hellier. And Kathy is with the foundation, and she's also in charge of historian with historical research in digital history. Good morning to you, Kathy. Good to see you.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. Williamsburg, one of my favorite places in the world. My wife and I went there as kids, and then we visited again a few years ago. I just love the place. So I'm very looking forward to speaking with you, and we'll check in with you in just a few moments. So please stand by.
Great. Thank you.
All right. We're going to check in now with a special guest. You know, for many, many years, HCC has had a long-standing partnership with the city of Stafford. We help them and work with them on a partnership to operate the municipal channel out there. And we've got the mayor of Stafford, Mayor Cecil Willis from the city of Stafford. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Todd. How are y'all doing? It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you again. We're doing great. You know, it's always great to meet with our friends out there in Stafford. Real briefly, you have come on board as the mayor. You've been there for a little while. How are things going in your first year?
Well, I think today is 207. Seems
Day
like
number
2007. So, no, we're doing good. Stafford's doing good. We've had some exciting things happened with our bond ratings and stuff, so it's looking good. We're coming out of the pandemic, moving forward.
Moving forward, I know maybe we can give people a little bit of your history in Stafford, because I believe, of course, you're taking over after Mayor Scarcella passed away last year. He'd been the mayor there for quite some time, but you'd been involved with city government before you became mayor. Maybe you can tell us about that.
I've been with the city of Stafford as an elected official for 37 years. Prior to that, I was with Fort Bend WCID number 2 for 3 years. And prior to that, I worked for the city of Houston, where I got my governmental training for 6 years. So basically from 1966 to today, I've been involved in government some way, shape, form, or fashion. So I guess I found my calling.
You found your calling, and we're proud to have you. Glad to have you there as a partner of ours out in Stafford. I know Stafford has a lot of unique things going on, but you guys have also got some accolades. Stafford was named the 3rd best place to start a business in Texas, one of the 10 great low tax places to retire, and then one of the 100 best places to live and launch by CNN Money. Why is Stafford so special? You've got a lot of great things going on out there.
Well, we really think Stafford is special because of our uniqueness. Number one and foremost, Stafford is the most diverse city in Fort Bend County. And if you'll follow me in my progression, and Fort Bend County is supposedly one of the top diverse counties in the nation. So I have declared by mayoral executive that we are the most diverse city in America. So
congratulations on that. I know you've got a lot of things going on out there, but one of the things that really catches headlines is no city property tax.
Yes, sir. 26 years, the city of Stafford has run municipal government not on the backs of the citizens. And when I present my budget about a month from today, it will be the 27th year there are no municipal property tax in Stafford. And people say that's impossible. Government has got to tax the people. No, government does not have to. You have to have a plan. You have to have a good city council that believes in fiscal conservatism. Just because you have money in the bank doesn't mean you have to go spend it. You have to prioritize and have a plan, and we have a plan.
Mayor, you've also got something unique out there that really nowhere else in Texas has. You have a municipal school district involved with the city. It's the Stafford Municipal School District as opposed to Independent School District. Maybe you can tell us about that, because I know you all are very proud of them.
Extremely proud. That is the crown jewel of Stafford. When we started the district in the late 70s, early 80s, at that time there were 3 municipal school districts in the state of Texas, us, College Station, and then one down in the valley. We're the lone district standing. It makes total sense. If you'll think back to the old days, there was no public school system. I mean, they passed the hat in every town around and hired a teacher, and the people paid for it. That was a municipal school district. Right. And then it evolved. But the benefits of a municipal school district are many. Let's just talk about every school around has an auditorium. Okay, the city of Stafford built their civic center on the campus of SMSD, and it serves as this auditorium. So the same taxpayers didn't have to build 2 auditoriums, They built 1. Most schools have a swimming pool. Most cities have a swimming pool. City of Stafford built a swimming pool on the school complex, so the citizens didn't have to do 2. Cities have sports facilities. Well, the school already has the sports facilities: football, track, baseball, tennis. So, I mean, we can just go on and on. It makes total sense to take the burden off of the back of the taxpayers. Number one purpose of public education is academics and education. It's not building swimming pools. It's not building auditoriums. It's not building tennis courts. They concentrate on education. We concentrate on amenities for the city and the school.
Mayor, you've also got a revitalization of Stafford going on out there. I know a lot of people, if you around in the 80s or the late 70s, you remember Texas Instruments. Well, of course, they had a location which was very famous out in the Stafford area. That's being revitalized. It's a whole new shopping district. It's incredible. And Mayor, I think you have a famous burger joint that opened up a couple of years ago out there as well.
Never heard of it. In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, one of the only ones in Houston.
Well, I think there's one in Katy, and a real quick humorous note. When we opened ours, Katy had just opened theirs, and they were so hit with traffic and everything that they called over here and said, "Can you send us police to work the traffic?" And we said, "We're getting ready to call you and everybody else because we can't find another place to put the cars on the street." And it's still that way today. But yes, I came to this area in 1973, and Texas Instrument was sitting there. They had their big complex.
Yeah.
They had some sports fields, and the rest of it was a major vacant land that they cut hay on and flew model airplanes on. All of that is now gone. And when that 190-something acre site is finally developed, it's going to be at $500 million.
It's an incredible site. There's a lot going on out there in Stafford. If you haven't been out there lately, you need to get out there soon. As the mayor said, stop on by In-N-Out. You might have to wait a little while, but you could definitely get it's one of the only places in the city besides Katy where you can get an In-N-Out burger. Mayor, we appreciate your partnership, and we certainly appreciate you joining us this morning.
Well, we appreciate you and everything HCC's done. It's been a wonderful relationship, and we look forward to continuing that in this new era of social media and all this other hoopla. And don't get me started on social media because I think it is destroying personal contacts, personal relations. You can't develop a relationship Zooming, but you can develop a relationship sitting down at a table, looking each other in the eye and having a frank conversation. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. Mayor, then I won't tell you we're live on Facebook and YouTube right now.
Oh,
we're live on both.
I know it, so I'm watching what I'm saying, but I want to make it clear, I don't like it.
Well, Mayor, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Thanks for being here. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon in person.
All right, bring your co-host with you because I haven't seen her in person in a while.
Oh, I'll make Raquel go see the mayor if you would. Stop on by there. Bring him an In-N-Out burger.
I will definitely do so. Don't be surprised if I show. You know, matter of fact, I will see you tonight.
All right, you do that.
All right, thank you all. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right, it is Thursday. Our Thursday virtual family fun day guest is Dr. Cathleene Hellier. She's the research historian from the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation and our Thursday virtual family fun guest. Kathy, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for visiting with us. We're glad you love us.
It's one of my favorite places in the world. My wife and I go there. Last time we were there was Christmas of 2018. That Christmas, though, I went to see snow. We'd always go up there in spring break. And our last day of spring break for 2 years in a row, we had incredible snow. So we figure we'll go there at Christmas. We'll be there. The temperature was warmer there that year than it was in Houston, and it was rainy. But we had a wonderful time. If you haven't been to Colonial Williamsburg, Kathy, correct me if I'm wrong, but Williamsburg at one time was the capital of the nation, correct?
It's the capital of Virginia. Not the nation, but Virginia. And
when we first started as the colonies, it was one of the main meeting points, was it not?
It was.
Yeah. Now tell me, what is the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation? Because I'm familiar with it, but maybe you can explain to our audience what it's about and what you guys do.
Well, the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation is actually the largest living history museum in the world. We have 301 acres. We have historical programming for all ages. We have world-class art museums as well. We have resort facilities, and we have a pretty robust social media presence.
And you've got a big webcast this weekend you're going to be doing. Before we get to that, you have a monthly series that you've been doing, and I know you guys offer, because I follow you in social media, you're constantly offering live videos on Facebook, and you do have a large social media presence. What is the webcast you have coming up, and how does it tie in with what you do in Facebook Live?
It's called Us. Past, Present, Future, CW Conversations. And it will be Saturday on Facebook, on our Colonial Williamsburg Facebook page at 4:00 Eastern Daylight Time. So a little different time than in your time zone. But what we're talking about this week, and this general conversation talks about our shared history. It talks about current events and how those things come together. And today, on Saturday, we're going to be talking about building the nation. So we're not only talking about the founding fathers that we all learned about and the ideas that they brought, but also who physically built the nation.
Sure.
Who was working here at the time that actually helped to build the nation.
I know when I visited the last few times we would see some of the locations, and you would have reenactors. And one thing I noticed that when I was there for a kid, the perspectives are told from different stories, not just, you mentioned the founding fathers, but we're talking people who were enslaved at that time. Maybe you can tell us about Robert Carter III and how now your reenactors are showing different perspectives that is really unique as to what was happening, say, 30 or 40 years ago.
Well, Colonial Williamsburg made the decision many decades ago that we were going to have an inclusive history. And interestingly, a lot of people don't realize that the population of Williamsburg in 1775 was slightly over 50% African American. And so, you can't responsibly tell the story without being including everyone who lived there, especially if they are a majority of your population. So we've made an attempt to do that for the past 40 some years. And so Robert Carter III is very interesting. And we are highlighting him because he lived in Williamsburg for part of his adult life, but he was a very unlikely man to emancipate his slaves. And yet he emancipated approximately 500, maybe more, enslaved people in the later part of the 18th century, the largest single emancipation until the Civil War.
And he is known as the Unlikely Emancipator. Is that his nickname?
Yeah, he really is, because he was born into a very upper echelon of society in Virginia. When he was a little boy, his father died, his grandfather died, and he belonged to this kind of dynasty. He became heir to 65,000 acres of land and some 300 enslaved people at that time. He served on the governor's council, which is one of the highest offices in Virginia. Just not the kind of person that you would have expected to free his enslaved workforce.
And what is it domestic? Is that a term that he used? And maybe you can explain that.
Domestics. We often think of enslaved people working on plantations. That's kind of what most of us learned in school, but enslaved people had all kinds of jobs. So they worked in trades, and both on the plantation and in urban settings, in cities and towns. But they also served in the household. So we refer to those as, and they did then, as domestics.
If you haven't been to Colonial Williamsburg, you can walk. My favorite time is to walk along Duke of Gloucester Street right around sunset. On one end of Duke of Gloucester Street, there's all the restaurants and the taverns, and a little bit more modern. You have a bookstore there, and then you go to the other end, and you got near the old I think it's the old Capitol building that's on the far end, and it's just incredible because you have so many historic places along the route. From what I understand, now correct me if I'm wrong, everybody thinks that these buildings have been around in that shape and form since the 1700s. From what I understand, Williamsburg was rebuilt back in the early, 20th century to bring it to where it is today. And those homes are constantly being updated so that they can look very authentic.
Well, our research continues. We do have a lot of original buildings that actually survived from the 18th century, almost 90 of those. But there were a lot that also had to be reconstructed using various types of evidence, archaeological images, things like that. And yes, research continues. Sometimes we find that something was built at a little different time than we thought it was. Robert Carter's house is one. We found out his grandfather built it. We thought it was a later house than that. So research continues with color and with architecture and history too.
Well, Kathy, we appreciate you joining us on the show. Well, like I mentioned, Williamsburg is one of my favorite places. And if you haven't been there, folks, book a trip, check them out. It is definitely worth the trip, and spend a few days there. Don't just make it a day trip. Spend a few days there because you really have a lot to see. And from my perspective, you can't see it all in one day because there's so much to see.
Yep, that's true. Thank you, Todd. And please do come see us.
Dr. Cathleene Hellier, research historian for the Colonial Williamsburg Foundation. Thanks again for being here. We will see you in the near future, hopefully once again, hopefully out in Williamsburg. If you'd like to visit, we'll put the link to their foundation and how you can check out Williamsburg in the social media posts for our show. All right, Kathy, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to our HCC news and announcements. Of course, we've got Raquel joining us. Fascinating history going on in Williamsburg. Have you ever been there, Raquel?
No, but I will definitely make my way there. I love finding out all history elements, so I will definitely make a chance to go out there.
Well, it's like stepping into the past. It literally is. When you go out there, and you walk the streets and see the reenactors and, go in the shops. It really is like stepping into the 1700s. It's incredible.
Wow. Do they have the old car models too that I can hop in like the old one?
It would be hard because I don't think there were that many cars back in the 1700s, but they do have they have a few wagons though that you can ride, horse-drawn carriages as well.
You know what? That would probably be my style anyway. So I didn't even think about that, but yes.
It's incredible stuff. So you should definitely visit. Okay. Our news and announcements, Summer Shorts Drama Practicum. That's going on right now.
Yes, HCC Drama will be featured in a YouTube series of short plays to challenge them in their acting techniques. Ooh, so y'all get ready, okay? This will be happening today at 7:30 p.m. So make sure you tune in, and no registration is required. For more information, please contact Deborah Schultz at hccs.edu, and the link will be provided below. Okay,
Summer Fitness with Rec Sports. It's back. Rec Sports is back to ready to play virtually with some fitness tips. Boot camp is happening. Boot camp. You ready for that? Noon Tuesdays and Thursdays. Boot camp at noon. You're not going to be outdoors, but usually boot camp is real early in the morning. So maybe boot camp at noon's a little bit more tolerable. So they've been doing some very popular offerings online that you can get fit. You can do that virtually. We'll have a link to Rec Sports in our social media post for the show. July Community Learning, our continued learning, community learning programs are in full swing this summer, Raquel.
Yes, full swing is the right word. We want to also remind our viewers of a new round of community learning programs coming up soon. HCC is always on the ups and ups with providing these opportunities. It is called the Top Scams for Summer for the Elderly. Speaking of how Mayor Willis is saying he hates social media, well, you know what? This will be a perfect thing. It says Top Scams for the Elderly. It's happening at 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 at 1 p.m. Saturday, July 17th. So make sure you register because the link will be provided below. And yeah, this will be a good opportunity to look at.
All right. MBDA virtual subs and sandwiches. That's happening. They used to do it in person. They may be bringing it back soon, but right now they're doing it virtually. This time it's with Turner Construction. HCC's Minority Business Development Association is getting together to target minority business enterprises. If you want to do business with HCC, this is a great way to learn how. Wednesday, July 21st is their next event, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Check the HCC events calendar to register. And we have a deal here at HCC where you can earn your degree for free.
Yes, students, you don't want to miss this. If your federal and state grants and scholarships don't cover it all, don't worry. We have the answer for it all. All you need for an eligible HCC degree or certificate, Eagle Promise dollars will. Don't wait to apply today. This is a really opportunity for those students who are really trying to get back in the swing of things with going to school. Take advantage of this opportunity because, hey, it's here for you to grab. So you can find out more information at hcc.s/free degree.
Yeah. And, if you're looking to attend school this fall, here's the big deal. We've got $59 million from emergency funding due to COVID. That money is going to students. If you enroll at HCC, say you get some grants, maybe you get a scholarship, but you still have money left that you're responsible to pay. This emergency funding, that'll pick that up, meaning you can go to school for free. That's exactly right. In order to qualify for this $59 million, here's the catch. You have to enroll for the fall of 2021. Get enrolled for the fall, and you can qualify for this funding. There is no reason, if you want to get back in college and funding is holding you up, there's no reason not to enroll right now. It makes complete sense. We have funding streams, grants, scholarships, and additional funding to pay for your college. Enroll today. We'll handle the rest. All right, we'll get to more of that in a second. Love Shouldn't Hurt, with July being Intimate Partner Violence Awareness and Prevention Month, HCC's Office of Institutional Equity is reminding us that help and resources are available for you if you know someone who is experiencing abuse of any kind, or if you're experiencing abuse. The stats are very alarming. 1 in 4 women or 1 in 10 men have experienced physical or sexual violence or abuse. Over 43 million women and 38 million men have experienced aggression and psychological abuse. We are putting information out there to help stop this. Please visit hccs.edu/aware and visit that website. We'll have the link in the social media post. Okay, Raquel, real quickly, where can people go to register for the fall?
You can go to hccs.edu to register for all classes. There are 5 ways to learn: online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid lab and hybrid course, and also in-person classes. The parking lots are filling up, so don't miss this opportunity to register.
Yeah, you went to Stafford the other day and you said the parking lot was full, right?
Yes, I went and it was full, and I went yesterday and it was even more full. And so I'm excited to see people in the hallways.
Students are on our campuses this summer for in-person classes. They're very small, okay? But they're going to be increasing in the fall. So once again, register early to get the class you want, the professor you want, the time you want, the campus you want. You need to register early. hccs.edu/now. All right, tomorrow we've got Dr. Philip Nicotera, president of HCC's Coleman College, to talk to us about things going on out there. And it's Film Friday as well, Raquel.
Yes, I'm excited. I always love film, of course, the industry that we're in. We welcome the Houston Film Critics Society and someone from our past, Joe Laydon. I hope I said his name right. Formerly of the Houston Post, but now with a variety number of other outlets. So we're excited to speak with him. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
All right, so check him out tomorrow. I'm going to be going on vacation starting tomorrow, but I'll be back next Thursday and Friday. Dr. Tony Rayo is going to be filling in. She'll be here tomorrow. But we'll be live one way or another right here, 10 a.m. on Up to the Minute. We'll see you then.